Hello, my fellow YouTubers. This is Sonic1214X here. We got another video for you today. Today's view, we're gonna do a little bit of reviewing on the Chaos Thunder Dragon build that has been. If you've been on, playing ranked at all in the Kaiba Cup or whatnot, you've definitely seen this build. If this is your first time on the channel and you end up enjoying the content, I really hope you can like the video and shoot us a subscribe on the right below. It would help a lot. So let's just jump right into it. Last time we reviewed my King of Games build. It was a Desperado Barrel Dragon using Bandit Keith and the baggy sleeves. So this time we're going into, I guess, opposite in terms of the characters. We got one of the newer characters, Yuma and Astral, and using the level duplication skill. So we got the Chaos Thunder Dragon, as I mentioned. Let's see. So you got your standard 3 Chaos Dragon Lievianeers. These are the. Whenever this comes out, I mean, it's difficult for anyone to come back for. I mean, one of the more straightforward cards in the deck. But if you do have a lot of my first 10 planes, I mean, I'm already right in the second stage of the Kaiba Cup. I've been using this deck throughout the whole time. Even though I had the King of Games already from before, it automatically puts you in that stage 2. I did want to, play test and be accustomed as best as I could with the deck. So I did play all the way through it just as anyone else would. Lots of gems to get on your way there. Throughout that, I was able to get some cards to the extra deck that I didn't have, so that was a big help. First turn, you get your 3 darks in the grave, and you got one of these bad boys in your hand. I really do like to bring it out first turn, just before they even get to make a move. They're already starting one card down. In this build, I never really use the light effect of removing 3 lights to special summon a light monster in defense position. That one I don't think I've used even once. And then the one that I've used, I mean, more often than 9 times out of 10, the one that comes out is removing at least 1 light and 1 dark, and then the other one could be either side. Gets her destroyed 2 cards on the field, and with that one, I mean, it's you can have a number, even if they use the Photon, what's that, the new Exceed, Photon, Bounzer. I got him in my deck too because that card is annoying. Photon Strike Bouncer. He's in the new box. Chaos Dragon coming out. I mean, it's still, even if they negate the effect, you still got a 3,000 out there, 8 stars. Can set you up for some nice XYZ summons as well. We'll go over that later on. But this deck, I mean, I ran it even with 2 of them. It was still running fine. Just that third one, I mean, I have had a few games where you run through a second one, and then that third one ends up being the one to finish them off. Just because every other deck you're playing against these days is, especially in Kaiba Cup, you got the Noble Knights, Blue Eyes, really what you're gonna see more often than not. I got a few of the Cyber Styles as well, but I think I harped on that enough. So our next one, we have 2 Thunder Dragonhawks. It's gonna be one of let's say, I guess really just one of 4 light monsters you have in the deck, but you can easily search them out with Thunder Dragondark's second effect. Either if Thunder Dragondark goes from the graveyard or remove it from play, you can bring Dragonhawk into the hand. Thunder Dragonroar gets removed from play or sent to the graveyard from the field. You can special summon it for some Exceed summons. I'm going to skip the other Thunder Dragons for now and go into the 3 Aloof Lupines, which really has a lot of nice synergy with Thunder Dragonhawk. So a lot of the times, I just got the Photon Bouncer a few days ago. So if I'm going first and I have Aloof Lupine with at least, just need either Thunder Dragondark or Thunder Dragonroar, just one of each, and you're running 3 copies of each of those. So a lot of time, it's a combo you can see a lot, but if you're new to running the deck or anything, a nice play you can make is summon Aloof Lupine, remove the Dragondark or Dragonroar. Whichever one you didn't remove from the hand, remove that one from the deck. And I'll usually special summon one of the Dragonhawks to the field You can special summon a Dragonroar as well. I mean, you just really need a 6-star on the field, but you do need the other effect. Get a Dragonhawk to your hand. You can use Dragonhawk's effect, special summon the Dragonroar that was removed from play, and you're going to exceed summon for that Photon Bouncer. So you got your Aloof Lupine, I mean, nice little pup just sitting there. But the Photon Bouncer first turn, really, it's gonna make it a very difficult start for the opponent. I've had people just scoop up when that happens, or you could see they don't really have any other plays when they summon that first Noble Knight monster and they try to use their effect, and just kind of kills them. So I'll go into the next one, the 3 Thunder Dragondarks. So the Thunder Dragondark is going to be very useful. The times you want to bring it out onto the field, that one has a little bit more synergy with Raiden, the one Lightsworn monster that you are running in the deck, as that can set you up for your Vermillion Dragon Mech Synchro. I think it's the one that just about everyone has at least one of in their deck for that 9-star setup. Also, if you're going second and you have one in your hand, I like to use that first effect of just discarding it, search out another one. Nice way to thin out the deck. With these Thunder Dragon monsters, I mean, one thing I learned, I hadn't really run it before. I've been a big fan of Gravekeepers. Has been my main calling deck that I've canned for a long time. It's just right now in Duel Links is currently too slow, I think, to keep up with the current meta, but that's okay. I think I do keep an eye out for those. And well, when I was first running the deck, I was really limiting myself, as you know, all these Thunder Dragon cards have their 2 effects. You can only really use one of those effects per turn. But even in this, with Thunder Dragonhawk, I missed this. I had one play where I had it on the field in defense mode. I had used Thunder Dragonroar's effect prior to, not Thunder Dragonroar's, I think it was a Thunder Dragonhawk, and I used it to, you know, get another one that I had that was either removed from play. I was going up against a big field of Blue Eyes cards, and it was the last monster left. And when they attacked it, sent it to the grave, I used the other effect of just shuffling my hand. I had like maybe 4 cards, and it was able to get me out 2 Sphere Kuribohs that I was able to use for that. And then on my turn, you know, had the Chaos Dragon Lievianeer to just kind of come back. So you don't want to limit yourself with the possibilities of your Thunder Dragons. Each of them, you know, really try to make sure that you can set things up even for the next turn. There's times where I might save my special summon of Thunder Dragonduo for the next turn if I've already used Thunder Dragonroar's effect of special summoning to the field to exceed that turn, and I have that in my head. If I'm not going for game just yet, I might save that summon for next turn to just remove him, special summon. So you really want to have an open mind if you're playing a lot of these other decks, and I've seen other players use this deck that make plays that I hadn't thought of. So you just want to really keep that mind open there. 2 Sphere Kuribohs. Pretty obvious. You get the Dark Fodder whenever it goes to the grave. No sense in really saving these at the high levels. I mean, you get it. They're attacking with those big monsters first time. I mean, let's go ahead and use it. This deck is very offensive minded. A lot of the defense you're going to get is going to be just from having big monsters on the field first turn, things like that. And Kuriboh is maybe your only hand trap, yeah, I guess you can call it, that you have. The one Thunder Dragonduo, I mean, that one comes in handy. You got the 8-star Exceed Summoning. It, you know, syncs well with the level duplication. If you already used Chaos Dragon's effect and you have one of those in your hand, you can search them out with whenever Thunder Dragondark is removed or sent to the grave. You can add one of the Thunder Dragonduos to your hand. Big hitter, 2,800. Use one of the Thunder Dragon's effect in your hand. It goes up, you know, to 31. Can swing over Blue Eyes. So it's just one of the more powerful cards in the deck as well. Got 2 of the Lightsworn Raidens. I mean, that's the only reason you're running Charge of the Light Brigade is search them out. He's just gonna send more cards for fodder. The two synchros I run. I mean, you got Vermillion Dragon Tech. I mentioned them earlier, and then this Assault Blackwing. Can't read the rest, but you'll see it. You'll see it in there in my extra deck. But it's a 12-star. I really go into that one if I've used Chaos Dragon's effect and I have Raiden on the field. and I need maybe that 3,000 to go in for game or something like that, synchro for him. Still playing around with the extra deck. I might take it out, but he also comes in handy for a nice 4-star Exceed summon for the. It's another card that I'm just starting to do. Abyss Dweller, another 4-star Exceed. And let's see where we're at. I got the 3 Aloof Lupines. I already hinted to them in the beginning. If you have an Aloof Lupine or Raiden first turn, it really just depends what deck you're playing against. If they've gone first, if they're first, you're going second. Usually, I think Raiden's going to be the one that I summon instead of Aloof Lupine, just to mill from the deck, maybe start potentially popping things with Chaos Dragon, things like that. Aloof Lupine I prefer if I'm going first, just for those Thunder Dragon combos to bring out that Photon Bouncer. Deck's running 2 Charge of the Light Brigades. Just going to be to mill, get some monsters in the grave, search out for Raiden. And then last but not least, and I ran this deck mostly without this card just because I was grinding to level up Kaiba, but the Melody of Awakening Dragon, I haven't even used it all that much, not because I don't want to, but it's a card I can't search for or anything like that. It's just one of in the deck. But whenever it does come in, I mean, it makes it, if you have if you don't already have a Chaos Dragon in your hand and are able to search 2 out, it can be easy game from then on, just with the amount of power you have in your hand. Now let's go over the extra deck a bit. Hold on, just pulling it up here. Okay. So you have the Vermillion Dragon tech. I already went over him a bit. I'll bring him out first turn. He's a big hitter. If you have him with a Chaos Dragon out or anything like that, it can be hard for your opponent to overcome the other 2. The Assault Blackwing has come in handy. Chaos Dragon has been, Fiendish Chained or something like that. Something where he's not used for anymore, I guess, or he's on the field, or you just want to swing in for a bigger hitter to attack with. He's going to come out through Raiden and Chaos Dragon usually. I don't think I've ever used him with Thunder Dragonduo or anything like that. Hieratic Sun Dragon, that's the most common. I used to run another Exceed that was 8 stars, 8 rank or whatnot, but that's the one I use the most. 3,000. He speaks for itself. The card is disgusting. Constellar Ptolemy M7. That's the 6-star rank. That goes along with Photon Strike Bouncer. I like that card a lot. There's what's that monster called? The big Exceed in Noble Knights that basically usually has the equipped card. Oh, if this card is destroyed by card effect or by battle once, it survives, and whatnot. Against this deck, a lot of the cards are destroying and whatnot. It's very hard to get around that card, but Constellar Ptolemy, just bounce it back to the hand. All the equips go to the grave if he's the only monster on the field. Also works for your own cards. I've used it to bounce back a Chaos Dragon in my graveyard to my hand and then special summon it again to reuse the effect. So it's a lot of versatility there. It's not going to be a card you want sitting on the field first turn just because it doesn't really do much. For that, I'd rather Exceed into Photon Strike Bouncer. We've talked about him again. Now, another combo I've been seeing people use. I didn't have Abyss Dweller in my deck. I really haven't even used them in a match just yet. But is having Photon Strike Bouncer and Abyss Dweller on the field. Abyss Dweller, you can ignore the first part if you're using this deck because you're not really running any water monsters, but you remove 1 material and it's going to be any cards that activate in the graveyard. Any of those effects can't be activated. So you got the White Stone card from the Blue Eyes deck isn't going to be able to be activated. Plenty of other cards. It's just the most common one I'm sure that anyone can see, and you can use Abyss Dweller's effect on either turn. So just a great locked on card depending on the situation. And my last Exceed that I don't think I've seen in any of these other decks, at least they haven't brought it out against me, has been Wind Up Arsenal. It's my little 5-star Exceed. Only way it can come out is either at least 1 Thunder Dragondark on the field. If I have another one in the hand, I can use level duplication. Or if I have 2 of them on the field, that's another way to go about it. And you remove a material, destroy 2 set cards on the field. So if you are running against one of those decks, just running a lot of Karma Cuts. Hell, even the Noble Knights have their little trap cards that they want to have face down. Sometimes it's Karma Cut, sometimes it's that Noble Knight trap card. Forgot the name, but it's a card that's helped me to bait out those other cards to then set up for Chaos Dragon Summon or things like that. So I wouldn't sleep on that card. A lot of people don't expect it. They see it come out, they don't really chain anything. You activate it, you're destroying their cards, and they're gonna have to use, you know, that Precious Karma cut on this little five star monster. And anytime he's come out, it's been a good time to bring him out. So I am currently at stage 2 in Kaiba Cup. So far 4-2. I haven't played too much. I wanted to make this video kind of still in the beginning of it. So I think the 2 losses, one was Noble Knights. There's nothing, just your typical Noble Knights deck. That was one of the losses. And then the other one was a Blue Eyes deck that ran, it was teching a few of those wind monsters. Forget the name of the deck that it's typically running, but if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, it can special summon another one of itself. Basically, I was pulling out all the stops, and then that card was face down, brought back another one. The second one got killed. It brought back that fusion that has a little dolphin on it. Forget the name of those. It stalled out with those cards, and then they were able to come back on their turn to win. Definitely random, first time I've seen that, but I beat it in Cyber Style, Blue Eyes, Noble Knights, and then I think it's 2 Noble Knights as well that I have those 4 wins against. So by all means, if there's anything you have to questions, advice, anything like that, I mean, I don't claim to know it all, but I love making these videos. I know that anytime I see another YouTuber's videos or whatnot, there's at least one thing I can take away. And if I've done that for you today, then I've done my job. So we'll see you next time.